Warning, radioactive zone detected. Please enter with Duende mode. Take a break and enjoy.
Yo, this is Nappy Boy Radio Live.
Smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
I'll steal from my mama before I mess with your shit. And you know this, man. You want to talk about mama?
Lord have mercy. The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want. Excuse me, brother. Miss Parker! Miss...
From way back. One of the original players. From the Himalayas. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
If you're looking for all hit music, then
There's powerful niggardry at work here.
reaches out and squashes your...
My cornbread, that's for damn sure. Cause if you try to take...
How old are you?
15 minutes.
Motherfucker, you look 30.
This ain't about phantom and getting my way. It's all for the love, it's not for the hate. No matter what people are trying to say, we cast the challenge.
Found it.
You're now tuned into a Planet Fanatics production.
That boy is good.
Good and terrible.
Warning, radioactive zone detected.
should be able to hear me now. I do apologize. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. All right, loud and clear. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Mic is good. My apologies. Settings were off. But like I was saying, thank you all for being here. Thank you for being patient. Thank you guys for everybody that was sending me things today. I do appreciate it. I appreciate every single one of you truly and dearly. So definitely wanted to get into some things with you guys today. But before I do, I wanted to go over quickly the format. This, I know I had said earlier that we were going to do streams earlier in the day, but now that I am in my new home, I have set up my new studio. I've set up Q's area. We've got Corey now set up. So we all three will be back. It'll just be myself on Monday nights, but it'll be myself and Q on Tuesdays, me, Q, and Corey on Wednesdays, myself and Q on Thursdays, and all three of us again on Fridays. So you will have the crew all back together, and we will be bringing you all your news and things like that. So gonna go straight into topics for now on with things. Then of course, like we've been doing, we'll get into the chat and things at the end of everything. Then we'll get into the chats and everything like that. But again, appreciate everybody being here. So thank you. And let's go ahead and jump into the first thing that we have for tonight. And the first thing that we have for tonight is just the Captain America Brave New World. So we all know the Captain America Brave New World comes out next week. Next week, Thursday, is when I will be seeing it. I know it comes out on Valentine's Day. Again, I don't know why they chose that date for Brave New World, but that's the date that it comes out on Valentine's Day. They have, again, been promoting the hell out of this film, rightfully so. As I said, there were some people on there saying that I saw a video at TikTok that someone said that they're not really using a lot of promotion for Sam Wilson. And again, I've said here in the U.S., I could say, yeah, I can see that because a lot of the promotion that we've seen for Brave New World has been a lot of Red Hulk, been Harrison Ford, Anthony Mackie has been there. He's been on the posters and things like that. But a lot of the promotion I've seen Mackie doing has been overseas in China and things like that. So doing the press junkets for that, holding it down. We saw last week the how he misspoke last week and things like that. But I've seen a lot of promotion from Mackie. It's not as if he's just not being promoted. I can't say that. I have seen a lot of promotion for him when it comes to the overseas promotion. Again, here in the States, a little bit different, but we'll see how this all turns out. I do have some thoughts about all of this at the end of this, some thoughts that might shock you, honestly shock the hell out of me. So we'll check out the first look that was given to us today by Marvel Studios. We actually got two. There's a first look that they gave us this morning, then they gave us another one this evening. I've seen a lot of different comments on the one that was given this evening. We'll go over it. But then I also want to look at the featurette that they released a few days ago. So we'll look at all of those. I'll give my thoughts. Then we'll talk a little bit more about Brave New World.
You and I haven't always agreed on how much latitude enhanced individuals deserve. But what you've accomplished has given me reason to reconsider. Which is why I want you, Captain America, to help me rebuild the Avengers.
The Avengers?
Yes, sir.
Oh, with all due respect, sir, when you passed the Sokovia Accords, you tore the Avengers apart. Why the change of heart?
I represent all Americans now. Hell, half of them wouldn't even be here without the Avengers. The country needs this.
And when we disagree on how to manage a situation, what happens then?
Figure it out together.
Hey, interesting scene. I mean, I do like the dialogue. I'm a really big dialogue person, as I've told you guys before. I do like the dialogue in that scene. One thing that I will say, this is why recasting is important, because for me, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, when I watched that scene, it was honestly seamless. I'm not thinking to myself, holy shit, that's Harrison Ford. That's not William Hurt. It's seamless. And I don't want to put any disrespect on William Hurt because I love what he did in the role from 2008 on, but just in the moments that I have seen with Harrison Ford, I'm liking Harrison Ford in this role. This is why recasting again is important, because you can then compare the two. You can then go say, hey, I really like what this person did. I really like what this person did. No disrespect to the person that came before him, X, Y, and Z. I really think Harrison Ford is going to do a good job in this role as Thunderbolt Ross. I don't know if this is going to be a one and done thing. Well, I know it's not going to be a one and done thing. I don't want to spoil the post-credit scene for anyone, because I know everyone in here likes the spoilers and things like that. But I think what he's doing so far, just from what we've seen, haven't seen the film, but the snippets we've seen, the things that we have seen of him, I like him in the role. I think it's seamless. As far as that scene overall goes, we've known about that. That was in the rumors and things that got put out by the Cosmic Circus, Daniel RPK, and the others, that they were going to be trying to put the Avengers back together. At one point in the rumors, there were several Avengers, they were rumored that Sam was going to be putting a team together throughout the film, but again, the film got rewritten so many different times, so that has since changed. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm not saying that Brave New World, I don't think it's going. I've said what I've said about Brave New World. I don't think it's going to be what Marvel really wants it to be. And then again, maybe it is. And the reason I say maybe it is because of what I'll get to here at the end, my overall thoughts and some things that were revealed to me. Yeah, I'm so far, like I said, it's a film that I'll be seeing next Thursday. Let's look at the other clip that they released here and see. This is an action clip, so we'll see. Remember, they said Winter Soldier vibes. So let's see if you get those vibes in that minute 11 here.
Not that hard. I heard your rib go. You need a minute?
Nope. Let's get this over with. I got shit to do today.
Damn. Nobody saw that. Sam, package is secured.
I'll add your star to my collection. Need a minute?
That's what I thought.
Well, I will say this, because that's with you. I don't know if that's anybody else's first time seeing that. That is my first time seeing it. I just bookmarked it right before this. I didn't know that they had released another one right before I came on. So that was my first time seeing it too. So this is my raw thoughts on that. Underwhelming and as shit. And the reason I say underwhelming, and oh no, this is not Darius just hating on Mackie or everybody trying to, nothing. If you hate on things, it's just cool. No. These are my real thoughts. This is how I feel. I do not think that was Winter Soldier vibes at all. Again, if you felt that, fantastic. I did not. On top of that, that scene, I don't know who the fuck he was fighting, but whoever it was he was fighting, this nameless individual, this is what I mean when I say you are introducing a powerless Cap. We just watched in a 1:11 clip that you decided to release before the film. We watched Captain America get a rib broken by someone, we don't even know who the fuck he is. As I've said many times, not having any superpowers, being this regular old man, this is some thug on the street. What happens when he goes up against a Thanos type, or against somebody like Doom or anything like that? Any of those big bad cosmic villains or anybody like that we have seen Captain America go up against. Captain America held his own against Thanos, but that's neither here nor there. Just saying, underwhelming clip. I do like Joaquin though in the Falcon role. I do like him in the Falcon role. Let's look at this featurette here, and then we'll look at what Kevin Feige had to say, and then we'll get into the thoughts that I have over what was revealed to me. So let's look at what Kevin Feige had, or the featurette first.
I come to set every day with a smile on my face because we're making Captain America. And being handed the shield, it just means a lot to me. It's personal.
he has made that decision to become unabashedly Captain America.
Sir! Hey, he stays.
And Harrison Ford playing President Ross is one of the many pinch yourself moments.
I had seen actors in the Marvel movies have a really good time. And I thought, well, maybe I ought to get me some of that.
Harrison was cool, and he was great. And it was really interesting to see him sculpting a character in a world this big. I couldn't put a price on that lesson.
You may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers.
You're right. I'm not.
Captain America. You ever ask yourself, who's playing who?
Audiences are gonna really appreciate bringing it back to old school Marvel. And I'm excited for people to see that.
So many surprises left.
You want me? Come and get me!
All right. Yeah, like I said, I'll be seeing Captain America next Thursday, and I will be seeing it early in the day so I can give you my overall thoughts of, what I think of the film and things like that, what I think of Anthony Mackie and his role, his first official role outside of Falcon and Winter Soldier as Captain America, and so on. I think, obviously, what everyone is going for, I don't want to speak for everyone, but majority, I think a lot of people are going for is Red Hulk, Harrison Ford. They've shown a lot of Harrison Ford, Red Hulk in the advertisement, as I was talking about at the beginning here, for the American stuff and having the cardboard cutouts and his hand over the shield, having Harrison Ford do the interviews and things like that, and showing majority of the fight that we are going to see in theaters in the trailers. Don't shoot the messenger on that. It is going to be about 5 to 7 minutes long. So we will see that fight, and maybe that's long enough, but we'll see that fight. And I think that's what a majority of the people are going for. Now, what Kevin Feige said here was interesting. He said that, well, not really interesting, but he said Kevin Feige said it feels like the audience knows the shield was passed to the right person. Don't know that we know that. And I think this movie will solidify that more. So he's thinking and that this film is going to solidify it. You had Anthony Mackie's comments last week, now whether he was joking or not, whether he's had conversations with the front office or whatever's going to happen with his Captain America moving forward. But he said that, when asked how long can he see himself as Captain America, he said the next 10 years. So I don't know. And he was talking about things that could happen. Oh, this person pops up. Fantastic Four, he mentioned, and X, Y, and Z. So I don't know. Maybe if they feel like this, I think that this film will determine whether or not he's going to be Captain America for the next 10 years, as he so puts it. I think even Kevin Feige knows that. Maybe they've even talked about that. But him saying that was passed to the right person and this film will solidify that. If this film does not solidify that, I think they have a different conversation in the front office. But if so, and it does solidify that, and the general audience is accepting of Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson as Captain America, then maybe he is going to be Cap for the next 10 years. And then something else here that Harrison Ford said in an interview, he was speaking with Extra TV. He said, I don't think there's a black Captain America. I think there's just a Captain America. He could be red or green, but he's not. He's Anthony Mackie. He fills the shoes, whatever they are. So go into this thinking, a lot of people go into this thinking that this is just Captain America. Don't go in there looking at skin color. Anyway, let's bring up skin color, though. So on my overall thoughts of this and everything like that, we all know what I think about Captain America. We all know what I think about, Anthony Mackie's Captain America, Sam Wilson, things like that. I will say, though, I was very, very shocked the other night. Just a few nights ago, I got a text from one of my best friends, and he had said, he knows I have a YouTube channel. I don't believe he watches anything at all, but he knows that I have one. But he is not into any of this. But he had texted me and said that he was at the movies with his boys. I don't know what movie they were watching, but ahead of the movie was the Brave New World trailer. And he asked, am I going to see, he said, are you going to go see the new Captain America film? And I was like, yeah, why are you asking me about the new Captain America film? He was like, well, you saw the trailer, sitting here with the boys. He's like, it looks really good, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, what do you think? And I was like, I told him, just the overall base level thoughts of what people are talking about. And he said that he wanted to go because it's a black Captain America. And then he said, are people upset because it's a black Captain America? So you might have the audience, the black audience, I don't know, some of the people in the black audience that are like, oh, a black Captain America, let me go check this out. He doesn't know shit about what's going on. Like he couldn't tell you any character whatsoever. So the fact that he wants to go see this film is really, really shocking. I believe he's going to go with me on Thursday. So it's really shocking that he wants to go see this. So that just brought up an interesting, thought that if this person, my friend here, who doesn't care about this shit at all, is now intrigued at the idea of there being a black Captain America, how many other black Marvel viewers or not Marvel viewers have seen this trailer in theaters, have seen whatever TV spots or whatever advertisement, for this, and thinking to themselves, oh, when did Captain America become black? Oh, I want to go see this. So does the black audience show up for this? Who knows? I don't know. That was really shocking to me, though. But we will see how this film does. Again, I do not think that it's going to wow, but that is yet to be seen. So we'll see what Brave New World holds. But then we'll go ahead and get into the next thing here. That's it on Brave New World. The next thing that we're going to get into is, let's get the Fantastic Four one, because honestly, it's really short and there's really not a lot going on until tomorrow. So on the Fantastic Four, what we have here is a teaser that they gave to us. They gave us a teaser trailer. A teaser whatever, 20, where is it? There it is. They gave us a 20-second, 30-second, whatever, 20-second video here, and it just is showing these kids going to the TV, and I guess the TV is just showing things from the Future Foundation. This is our first official look of anything outside of that poster they gave us, saying that the film was coming out when it was, and things like that. That drawing of them, that was the only time that they've given us anything. So this was for me personally, because I'm excited for this. This is my most anticipated film, even above Avengers 5 and all that stuff. Yeah, nothing at all, really. Like I said, now you could see things here in the TV screens. You've got them up there. This looks like footage that was shown in the top right. Looks like footage that was shown from the I think it was SDCC or D23 that they showed. D23 that they had the Fantastic car come out and all that, and was hovering, and they showed that footage that leaked with Galactus and everything else. So I think this is from that. I think down here also you had, what was it? Was that Johnny? Let's see. Okay, too far. No. Yeah, so you've got the rocket ship here, the Fantastic car down there. And that's really it. Now the trailer tomorrow, from what we've heard, is supposed to be about 1 minute and 43 seconds long. So with that trailer, it's supposed to be at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. That is Eastern Standard Time. And again, it's supposed to be about 1 minute 43 seconds long. I think some of the things that we could see in that trailer, from what I've heard, what the trailer is going to actually look like is going to be a lot of that footage, or some footage from what they showed at D23. As I said, I didn't think that was a good idea, because I've seen that. And for D23, sure, it's fine. But for the first, and again, this is a teaser. I don't know if they're going to show something different during the Super Bowl or not. If they're going to show the exact same one. But for D23, I thought that was fine. But for the first thing that we're seeing for the Fantastic Four, if that is true, I don't know how exciting that is. But, the audience will tell. Obviously, they've said there are going to be a few other key things that they're going to show. I don't know that Doom is going to be one of them. People have been talking about that online. I don't think that Doom's going to be one of them at all. I think it's going to be just a lot of the Fantastic Four. Just maybe a glimpse of Galactus, and if it is the footage from D23, it'd be the glimpse of him from the Baxter Building where he's peering into the window. So it'd be something like that. I don't know, again, that it's going to be a lot of that footage. So I hope it's not. I hope it's not. That's just what people are saying. I hope it's not. I hope it's something completely different. But not a lot on the Fantastic Four. I'm super excited for the Fantastic Four. It is, again, one of my most anticipated films. I'm really ready to see what they've done with this. And again, we didn't hear anything about any negative reviews. They just showed this to a group of journalists. They showed this to the newsrooms and things like that. This trailer, at least, that they're going to show to us tomorrow. And nothing has been, I don't know if there's, they just can't talk about it right now, but even when filming the Fantastic Four, there was nothing negative. There was nothing bad. We didn't hear about reshoots. We didn't hear about, oh, this is happening, or this is negative, or now this person's upset. It's been pretty seamless for them. And I believe that's just simply because they have taken grave care with this, and this is outside of that phase 4 mentality. Hopefully. And I say that, but then we get to other topics later today. So I don't know. We'll see how Fantastic Four is. I really think Fantastic Four is going to be great, though. As I've said many times, I don't think that they're moving that. I think that they're going to stick to that date of that release date to where it competes with Superman. I really don't think it has really anything to. It's not going to be a big competition, I think. I just don't see it. I don't see it. At one time I did, but with the new things that have come out with Superman, I just don't see it. I see that I think that Fantastic Four is going to outdo it, but I could be wrong. But looking forward to that. So that is all we've got on Fantastic Four until tomorrow. I definitely, Q and I will react to that and on live with you guys, and we'll talk about that and expectations and go through that, break it down, blah, 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 all that good stuff. So that's all we got on Fantastic Four. Now, this one here, this is interesting. This is interesting because I've said many times, I did not think at all that Marvel was entertaining the idea of bringing back Jonathan Majors for a role as Kang. Now, we all know what happened. We all know everything, bringing in RDJ and blah, 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 blah. We know that he is about to star in his film Magazine Dreams and things like that. I just did not think it. I didn't see it. And it still could be, we don't know. But this is what Screen Geek is saying about it all here. It said, at one point, Jonathan Majors was being set up to follow Josh Brolin's footsteps as the next overarching Marvel villain. His character, Kang the Conqueror, was established with several appearances that would have led the Avengers Kang Dynasty, the Avengers Secret Wars in 2023. Marvel Studios cut ties with Jonathan Majors after he was convicted of assault. Though studio head Kevin Feige reportedly wants Jonathan Majors back in the MCU, aka the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's on to say the actor was first dropped by Marvel Studios on December 18, 2023, not long after he was found guilty on 2 misdemeanor charges that followed after a March 2023 argument with his former girlfriend, Grace Jabari. The legal situation shook the entertainment landscape, and as a result, Majors lost several roles in addition to being dropped by Marvel. In April 2024, he was sentenced to serve 52 weeks in an in-person domestic violence intervention program. According to our sources, Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige is considering bringing Jonathan Majors back into the MCU. The idea is for Majors to appear in a future Marvel project to wrap up some loose ends with Kang and close the character story. Kevin Feige and studio worked hard to reconstruct Avengers: The Kang Dynasty into Avengers Doomsday. The new take replaces Major's Kang character with Robert Downey Jr., who will follow now playing Dr. Doom instead of Iron Man in the Avengers Doomsday. Kang the Conqueror was known for causing chaos across the multiverse with numerous variants. These variants were previously teased in the Disney Plus series Loki and featured in the film Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania. Majors is set to appear in the upcoming film Magazine Dreams, which was previously delayed by the aforementioned legal issues, and has also attached to the star in Martin. You guys know I can never say his last name, and I'm not going to butcher it. Film Merciless. So whether or not he does make the return to the MCU, audiences will still see a few major projects in the near future. Again, I just didn't see it. I thought, what they were going to do was do the off-screen thing that a lot of people were thinking that they may do. A lot of the scoopers were also talking about it was going to be an off-screen deal where Doom was going to do X, Y, and Z or whatever. And this is why you don't believe everything. And we never do. As I always say with every scoop, take it with a grain of salt. None of that is true until we hear it from the mouths of Kevin Feige or Marvel or whatever. But just didn't see it. So if they are really trying to bring back Kang the Conqueror and bring back Jonathan Majors, I think that's a huge W for Jonathan Majors. Obviously, what he's doing with Magazine Dreams and starring in that role, and maybe they are trying to look at that and see the overall perception of that or whatever. But there have been a lot of people that have been advocating, especially Dre-Mac. Dre-Mac is the number one. Shout out to Dre-Mac and the Dre-Mac Show. Dre-Mac is the number one that has been advocating hard for Jonathan Majors. Of course, we have over here Chill over at Chillmonger on his show has been, when the trial was going on, follow the trial very closely day to day and things like that. And of course, Ty doesn't have a YouTube channel, but Ty is also on YouTube or on Twitter and the Twitter Spaces and things like that, holding those conversations, making it, keeping that conversation relevant, keeping people in the know, the misinformed people that are online, those tweets that I can't stand. I even saw some of them today, when somebody in Marvel News or whatever tweeted out, would you want Jonathan Majors back? And somebody in the comments had said, why would we want a woman abuser back? And it's just the misinformation and things like that. So those strong accounts out there, those people that are using their voice to really advocate and educate the misinformed of what is really going on or what really happened, shout out to those guys. Again, we covered some of those things or whatnot, but we did not dive into it deeply as deeply as they did. Advocated for Jonathan Majors, still advocate for Jonathan Majors, and we want to see him. I wanted to see him back as Kang. Done videos before talking about, how did not think that he should have even been let go as Kang. Done videos about Marvel looking at, possibly a new Kang, and then dove into things like that. So definitely happy if this is true for Jonathan Majors. Would love to see him come back in the role, and would love to see him be in the same room with Robert Downey Jr. and outshine Downey, and going back and forth. However they're going to do that acting wise, that would be great. Say what you want to say about Jonathan Majors. Say what you want to say about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Definitely, believe me, I do say what I want to say about that film. But Jonathan Majors in the role, I've said it many, many times. Before he got beat by ants, even after he got beat by ants, him in the role of Kang was just, I was always interested. I was interested from the Loki season finale all the way up into the end of Quantumania. So it's not something I wanted them to end. So if he gets to come back and we get to tie up loose ends and things like that, and we get to see him come back in and shine and remind people of why everybody was so excited, although people like to, sit and lie and say, well, I was never excited for Kang the Conqueror. Bullshit. There was a time when everybody was, after Loki season 1, everybody was so excited, couldn't wait for Kang, doing all the videos of get to know who Kang is. If you don't know who Kang is, breaking down. So don't fall into the people that were that are online saying that they were never looking forward to Kang. So hopefully he can come back in the role and remind people of why we were so excited in the first place to have him replace Josh Brolin as the overarching big bad in the MCU. So if that is true, again, pats on the back to Jonathan Majors, and I'm happy for him and hope that we do get to see him come back in that role. Again, go support him in Magazine Dreams. Go support him in Merciless as well. So we'll move on here to the next thing. What was the next thing? I think that the next thing was the drama with T'Challa, wasn't it? We did Kang. Yeah. So we'll jump into the drama with T'Challa. So I don't want to spend time after time after time on this either. But we'll get into it a little bit. So before we get into what Nate Moore said, I'm not even going to get into what My Time said earlier this week. As you guys know, I don't, as I've said it many times, I even said it when she first broke whatever scoop it was before the light skin stuff. I think My Time likes to feed on, think she likes to troll he, she, they. I think they like to troll. I think what they do is read the room, and they know that recast T'Challa, because you can go into their search bar and type in T'Challa and see that they have never really supported that whole recast idea. But if you go in and those are past tweets from them, but if you go in and you just overall look at My Time's whole presence on Twitter, there are things that she gets right. They get right. there are things that they get wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say that there aren't things that they get right, because I'm going to give credit where credit is due. There are things that they get right. There are things that they called way back that have come, true. They're all that. So, but there was a lot of things that they've gotten wrong. So I do think that they are a troll. Do I believe the latest scoops from my time, as far as the kid being the thing that they're looking at? Maybe it even being light skinned. This is the MCU we're dealing with. This is the out of touch MCU that we're dealing with. So do I even believe that? Do I think that they are that out of touch? I would hope not. But do I think that they are out of touch? Yes, they are. So could it be a light skinned different version of T'Challa? I would even say yes, because you look at what they're doing with the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Not that show sucks. That show is good. It's a good little show. I like it. Anything with Spider-Man, I always said I was going to be seated for. So I like it because Spider-Man, we're actually using Spider-Man. I like the show. I have a problem with that one Lonnie scene. I'll get to that too in a minute. But yeah, I mean, I think that what my time is saying it has some truth to it. As far as the child being the thing that they're looking at, even possibly the light skin thing, even the variant, or not even, I'm sorry, moving forward with BP3, it being the child that they're looking forward or moving forward with. I believe all that. I do. I truly, truly do. I'm going to even take it back a little bit, step by step, bit further to what Jeff Snyder said a couple weeks ago, or whatever it was. You go back to that video with John Roca and Jeff Snyder in the hot mic when he was asked about it, and Jeff Snyder has said this before, that he's not into the lore, he's not into the the scooping, all that, the deep diving that we're all into. He's not into the multiverse stuff. He just hears the scoop. He likes Marvel base level. That's it. The multiverse stuff, diving into the different he doesn't really care about all that, because if you go back to the hot mic, and he has said that himself, but if you go back to that hot mic episode when him and John Roca were having that conversation, he asked him, what was it, T'Challa or T'Challa? He said, I don't know if it, and he was holding a Coke in his hand. I don't know if it was T'Challa, to Junior, to Coca-Cola, or what, all that. I don't know. So he just said, I just know they're talking about T'Challa. Point, put a pin in that. Take it over to what My Time said. My Time quote retweeted something from what Jeff said, his scoop, and said, they're going with the child. It's not going to be a recast. It's going to be the child. So you take it back to Jeff saying I don't know. I just heard it's T'Challa. Then you take it over to what My Time said, with everybody just assuming that Jeff was talking about T'Challa. And I'm not trying to discourage. I want it to be T'Challa. I'm looking at things. I'm not trying to discourage. Not trying to discourage anybody. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't say, oh, Darius, let's have some hope. I have hope. I want him to be in it. I still pray he's going to be in it. But anyway, you take it back to what My Time said about it being the child, and then that they're going to be moving forward with the child. It's not going to be a recast and things like that. Now you're moving forward to what Alex over the Cosmic Circus has put out. Now, Alex and the Cosmic Circus team are very, very, very good at what they do. They have gotten a lot right. A lot right. I would say out of all the scoopers, them, Daniel, they're up there. Again, none of this is to be believed until Marvel Studios or Kevin Feige or someone themselves come out and confirm any of this. But let's just assume and speculate. You got the Cosmic Circus that said Ryan Coogler is... Oh, I'm sorry. That's actually not the important part to this. That's not the important part to this. The important part to this is this part, actually. I don't care about that part. We're not going to dive into that part either. It's this part that he said. Alex over the Cosmic Circus said, to my understanding, it's going to be Toussaint / T'Challa II moving forward for Black Panther 3. Now, these are two different scoopers, three different scoopers if you include Jeff Snyder's, because he didn't know if it was going to be T'Challa, T'Challa, whoever. So he didn't know. He just heard T'Challa. Three different scoopers now saying somewhat similar things. You got My Time and the Cosmic Circus saying the same thing. You've got Jeff just up in the air to whoever. So you got Toussaint / T'Challa II moving forward for Black Panther 3, but that doesn't eliminate the possibility of other Black Panther variants showing up in the Avengers films beforehand. Then he goes into saying, I don't want to take advantage of your question to address the Black Panther 3. Then goes into saying what Ryan Coogler is thinking about theming the blah, 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 Black Panther 3 and all that stuff. All right, cool. But the first part of that is, to my understanding, it's going to be Toussaint / T'Challa the second. If it truly is, and I do believe that, I really do. Now, before I even go into that, the whole if it truly is, my thoughts and all that kind of stuff. Now let's fast forward even more to today, where we've got what Nate Moore said. As we all know, a couple weeks back, it was also said that Nate Moore is going to be fired from Marvel Studios and going to be replaced and all that kind of stuff. But before he leaves, as I've said many times, we all had a little debate on this. Does this mean he's going to be producing on it? Does this mean he's just going to be name only? I believe the brothers on set. I believe the same involvement he was with Wakanda Forever, the same involvement he was with the first Black Panther film is going to be the same involvement he has with Black Panther 3. That's my belief. I could be wrong. I hope so, but that's my belief. We also heard, again, grain of salt, nothing is to be believed until from Marvel. But we heard, and we've even heard Nate Moore himself say that one of the things he wanted to do was usher in Storm. Well, we know that Black Panther 3 is coming after Secret Wars, so the mutants will be in the MCU, according to what's supposed to be going on with Secret Wars in the soft reboot. If that is true and he does want to introduce Storm, some of the things that we've heard is it's going to be, the child will be aged up by that time a little bit. I don't know how. Magic, maybe. I don't know. Multiverse, time. I have no idea. And I don't care to dive into that part today either. But somehow, the kid is going to be there. And this is what we've heard. This is what I've heard. Kid's going to be there, and then you'll have Storm, and maybe that'll be the way that you get your T'Challa Storm with Nate Moore. So before he goes, that whole debate of is he here? Is it just in name? Is he going to be on set? Before he goes, he's going to give you one last kick in the dick before he goes to set a dumpster fire to Black Panther 3. And some might say, oh, we're exaggerating. Somebody online said we're exhausting. I think they're just as exhausting as we are. It was funny. The person that said we were exhausting followed me. And it's funny. But anyway, so we're exhausting, we're this, we're that, and all that kind of stuff. I really just, I'm telling you what I'm thinking it's going to be. I don't think that it's going to be what a lot of people are wanting it to be. I believe my time. I do. I believe Jeff. I do. And the reason, again, I believe Jeff is because he couldn't tell you. Go back and watch that clip. Do I need to pull it up? Go back and watch that clip. I don't know if it's T'Challa, to Junior, to Cola. I don't know. I just heard T'Challa. So I believe Jeff. He heard T'Challa. I believe the Cosmic Circus. I believe Alex. So that's three different scoopers saying similar or the same things. I don't think. And even the discussion of money has come up too. Well, Marvel doesn't want to, Wakanda Forever wasn't profitable, and it wouldn't be profitable for them to do this. It wouldn't be profitable for I don't think Marvel quite gives a damn. I don't. And I'm not going to say don't give a damn about money. I'm not saying that. Don't miss up my words or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they don't care about that. I'm saying I don't believe that they really care about what the recast crowd is wanting. And the reason I say that is because we need to believe Nate Moore. I saw somebody said that they didn't believe Nate Moore, or he could be lying about this. Or the reason I say that is the reason I say we need to believe Nate Moore is because since 2020's decision, you can go back and track it. The brother ain't lied. We may not like what he has said, but he hasn't lied. He hasn't lied. And go back and track it. He said on that interview with Van, don't hedge your bets. Actually, before he even said don't hedge your bets, he said on that interview with Van, we won't be recasting T'Challa. It was a quick conversation. We talked about it. It wasn't something we could do, and we won't be recasting him. It's the first thing he said. Then he was asked again by Van, so we won't see like anything else, you know, in him or I don't even think he said anything else because Van and them were stunned. He was quiet. Then he said in 616 or whatever, he said, "Don't hedge your bets. We couldn't do it." Okay, he said that. Then he was saying that it was going to be a cathartic experience for some, and it may not have been a cathartic experience for myself and you, but for some. For a lot of MCU fans, for a lot of casual Marvel fans that went and saw this, it was. As I showed you the other day, within our space, the hashtag is loud. But do I need to pull it up? Do I need to pull it up? In this space here, outside of our space, outside of our bubble, outside of what we call recast T'Challa, they're not screaming that. They're not screaming that at all. You can look at this here. And it's these fans, because I showed you guys this, where they were asked, hey, what do you guys think? Blah, blah, blah. Do you want someone else to replace T'Challa or to replace Chadwick Boseman? Where people are saying, no. It's a kid. He's already been replaced. No thanks. No thank. You know, these are casual viewers. These are people outside of our bubble. So if all these people, again, outside the bubble, and if they got that cathartic experience, so that he didn't lie there. Some people felt it. Some people didn't. I didn't feel it. I've only seen half the movie. But some people did. So he didn't lie there either. So right now, he hasn't lied about not recasting. Because they haven't. We haven't seen that character since the last time we saw this character. The character of T'Challa, I want what? In the MCU was... And I'm not talking about Endgame or any of that stuff. I'm talking about what the last thing Chad did. Last thing he did was what? What If? It's the last time we saw anything from T'Challa. Not in animated form. Not in these video games. Not in the MCU. So they haven't lied since then. They haven't recast it. They're not even in any type of form. So I can't really sit here and say that I can't believe Nate Moore when he says what he says. And I'm going to get into that in a second. But before I get into that, one thing that was made very interesting to me from Jason on Twitter that asked me, he had made a statement saying that one thing that Nate Moore said that never say never. And that is the first time he has said that. I will give you that. That is the first time he has said that. I haven't heard him say anything positive about recasting, not even in the interview he did with E-Man, not in the interviews he did, not when he was called out by that brother at that little press conference. None of it. I haven't seen him give any type of positive, but when he said never say never, that did sticks out. So, but on exactly what he said, this is coming from comicbook.com, and it says that Black Panther 3 producer debunks T'Challa's MCU recasting rumors. Those rumors of Marvel Studios recasting the part of T'Challa in the Marvel Cinematic Universe appear to have been greatly exaggerated. The rumor popped up last month and stated that Marvel is reportedly looking to replace Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa for the future appearances, such as Black Panther 3. Naturally, fans have reacted both positively and negatively to the report, with some even wanting T'Challa's son to be the new Black Panther. For now, the topic appears to be off the table, according to someone inside the halls of Marvel Studios. Comicbook.com spoke with Nate Moore, the VP of Productions and Development at Marvel Studios in support of Captain America Brave New World. When asked about the rumors and finding a new T'Challa to play Black Panther, Moore shot them down. The truth is, there's no truth to those rumors. Never say never to anything. We haven't really had a lot of creative conversations with Ryan Coogler yet, because he's finishing his film, Sinners, which comes out this year, Moore said. We'll get into that later this year, but everything you read online is not true. If for no reason, then we just haven't started working on it yet. Now, again, even that last line is positive. If for no reason, we haven't started working on it yet, so we haven't even had a discussion about bringing T'Challa back or anything like that. Do I think that that's going to be on the table for them? I still don't. For Black Panther 3, I don't. I don't think that that's going to be on the table as a conversation for them. We'll have to wait and see. Again, there are a lot of you, of course, disagree with me. A lot of you, of course, disagree with me, and it's fine. Again, I don't want to be correct on this. I don't. But from what I'm seeing, from the studio not speaking about it, this is the first time that they've even touched on the rumors of any kind with T'Challa. And what a way to do it, brother. You know what I'm saying? Nate Moore. We haven't heard from him in forever. And the first time he comes back, and the first time we're hearing really from Nate, it's more negativity toward the Black Panther franchise. So I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those waiting games. It's one of the things we're going to have to wait and see. Again, I just don't see it when they're not using him in animation. I just don't see it when they really refuse to talk about it. I just don't see it when you've got the exact same people that made the decision to kill the character in the first place returning to pick up their story that they left off in 2022. And again, money, I get it. Business. It's not financially smart. It's not the right move. T'Challa sells, they don't. I get it. I get that. I understand that. I've said those things. I trust me. We're on the same side of the fence. Trust me. We just think a little bit differently. We see things a little bit differently. And I just don't see Marvel Studios, again, until they come out and tell me. I just don't see Marvel Studios saying, hey, you know what? Maybe we do recast that T'Challa guy. Maybe we do bring him back. I don't know. But this kid, Toussaint, I think that's where they're headed. I believe that that's what they want to do. Is there going to be some type of variant there throughout BP3 or some type of variant there for the films of the Black Panther? He did say never say never. And again, the Russos are the ones working on Avengers 5 and 6. Now, hold on. Now, I don't want to, where I'm going with that is, the rumors we've heard are for Avengers 5 and 6. Now, this stuff is for Black Panther 3. That we've heard some things for Black Panther 3, like what Alex just said about the whole horror element and all that shit. But not to say that wouldn't be cool. That would be. It would be. We're missing, I think sometimes a lot of the people online on Twitter look at, again, the hashtag at a surface level. And some of you may be here, so some of you may need to hear this. I think a lot of you look at the hashtag at a base level. You look at the hashtag and you think, oh, disrespectful. You think, oh, they're annoying. And there are some people that are disrespectful with the hashtag. There are some people that are annoying with the hashtag. I've witnessed it. I've been in spaces with those people. There are people that don't uphold the same values that were placed down originally for what the hashtag stands for. But you cannot take a group of people and those actions that they are doing and put them on everyone that is standing on that hashtag. That's just one. It doesn't make any sense. They don't speak for the majority. And not only that, we can't police everybody that's using the hashtag. So when you're looking at it base level, instead of going in and doing your own research and trying to figure out what are these people actually screaming about? Why is this so important? It is so much deeper. I'm not going into this. You can go and look at my past videos on my playlist, or look at Chills. You can go look at Back of the Buzz. You can go look at E-Man, who started the hashtag. You can go look at some things that Fatal J has said. You can go look at some of the things that She Dreads Me has put out. You can go look at some of the things Dre Mag, all of the guys, Spoiler Kings, everybody out here that has really been putting down, Buckmeister on Twitter, the ones that are using their voice. You can look at all that stuff and you can see from every single Black creator of what they are talking about, why this is important, and why they are screaming, and we are screaming what we're screaming. It is so much deeper than the base level that you're seeing of hashtag recast T'Challa. So if you are interested, instead of being so annoyed every time or exhausted as we are insufferable. I'm sorry, I wasn't exhausted. It was insufferable. If we're being so insufferable and things like that, and you're so tired, I would go look at that. And that's only if you care. If you don't care, then why you're in the space, again, is beyond me. But if you're interested, go look. If not, then fuck off. I mean, it's really that simple. If you don't like what is being said, just fuck off. Get out of the space. I'm so confused when some of the people that are in the space, like if you don't like the hashtag, you can mute shit to where you can't see certain things on your Twitter. It's crazy to me, those people that are like, oh, you guys are so insufferable. How did you find the hashtag? Like, you would have to be in spaces with, like, you would have to be that, you'd mute it. So anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But I do not think that they're, it's going to be what a lot of people are thinking with T'Challa. I want it to be. I don't know exactly how that's going to pan out, though, with the kid. Now, on that light skin stuff, I don't know. Again, we've got the Russos doing what they're doing. You've got Nate Moore saying that they have not, and of course they haven't sat down with Ryan. He is finishing up Sinners. That's about to come out and everything like that. So of course they haven't sat down with him. They haven't had any conversations with him about anything yet. But when they do, are they going to coordinate with what the Russos have done? Are the Russos trying to coordinate with Ryan? I mean, they're currently writing. I'm not done. I think they're done writing. Marcus and McFeely have already got that written for them. So I would assume. I don't know when they start filming. Don't they start? They start filming in spring, right? Right. I think that's what it was. I think that's what the report was. Summer, spring, or sometime this year. So if they start filming this year, then yeah, maybe I don't know how if they start filming by spring. Of course, he'll be done with Sinners and everything by then. When does Sinners even come out? I'm saying that, but when does Sinners come out? I don't even know when it comes out. But if he's done with Sinners and everything by spring, summer, maybe they do coordinate with him. Maybe they can say what, we're doing this, or do you want us to? I don't know. But even if they do coordinate with Coogler, do we think that Coogler's idea is going to be, oh yeah, let's do the whole variant thing. Let's have that variant come in and be, the guy to our guy and things like. Man, that's tough, because they haven't. I have to hear where they are now. We know where Lupita is, and again, that's fine. That's fine. No one's saying that that's wrong for her to still feel grief. That's grief has no timestamp. I've said that so many times. So we know how Lupita feels. We know how Letitia Wright feels. We know how majority of the cast feels when it comes to replacing that guy. Tina made a very good point. I don't know if everybody was watching. She dreads me. I don't know if everybody was watching the mass T'Challa, recast T'Challa stream that Chill and Back of the Bus Marcus hosted here on my channel for they did that a few nights ago, Friday night. She made a good point. One of the things that they, with Coogler talking about, and she said that she has said this before. She said this in the previous mass stream we did too. One of the things that they are doing, or that Coogler does, is every project for him is personal. He just even made the statements that he made about how Sinners is personal. Okay, so how every project is personal to him, and with it being personal, how he's digging deep into certain characters being based off of people he's met, and blah 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 blah. She has said before, with him making those statements that he has made before, that he didn't write T'Challa for Chad. He didn't write Chad for T'Challa. He wrote T'Challa for Chad. It was he has based the character. He based more so, instead of pulling from the lore of the comics, instead of pulling from his personality in the comics, like more so the Russos did in Civil War. He more so looked at Chadwick Boseman and said, I'm going to base this character, base the movie version of T'Challa more so off the characteristics of Chadwick Boseman. And if that is so true, and I do believe that obviously we say all the time how it is starkly different, the T'Challa we got in Civil War opposed to the T'Challa we've gotten the outside of Civil War, outside of the Russos and things like that. So that's the guy. He based that off of them. So if he based it off of him, again, her point, I'm just continuing it on here, having somebody else come in and be that guy that we already, I wrote this, you're not that. Those are Coogler's words too. He has said, having somebody else come in to be that guy, that'd be tough for us to do. The guy that we had is gone. You can go listen to that podcast he did too. I forgot what it was called. Wakanda Forever podcast. I think it's what it was. It's from 2022, but he's made those statements before. So I don't know. We'll have to wait to see. We'll have to wait to see. It is one of those waiting games. And as I've said many times, with them starting filming for Avengers 5 and 6 this spring or summer, we'll start seeing more casting rumors about, and this, I think it'll start coming more from trades. Obviously, the trades will start putting out things like, I don't know if it'll be like, obviously not around summer or spring, but maybe even so. But we'll start seeing things about, oh, this person has been cast as this person in Avengers, the next Marvel Avengers film, or this person's been cast beside Robert Downey Jr., blah, 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 blah. So we'll know who's going to be playing Black Panther or T'Challa or whatever. That's not something that they are really going to be able to hide. We know it's a multiversal film. We know what Secret Wars is going to entail and things like that. We know it's going to entail multiple different characters. We've even been told from different scoopers, and I believe the trades even covered that the film was going to, that Avengers 5 was going to have over 60 plus Marvel characters or whatever the fuck it was. So they're already, catching on to some of the wind of this stuff and how big Secret Wars is going to be and who's going to play who or whatever. So we'll start seeing it. And once the casting starts coming out, or casting rumors rather from scoopers, if it doesn't come from the trades, they'll give us more to discuss or dive into when it comes to this T'Challa future in the MCU drama and what it's actually going to be versus what it is. So we'll see. Again, I told you, I've given my thoughts on what it is. I'm not going that deep into it or anything like that. I gotta wait at this point. Until I have some more substantial something, and I'm not talking from a scooper. I need something like this right here. This is real. This is Nate Moore. And people were even trying to discredit that. I'm sorry. I cannot do that. I cannot discredit. I'm not saying I cannot discredit what the man that is working on the film is saying. I can't. He said they haven't had these conversations. I believe him. He says what he say up here at the top. Where is the full quote? I don't even care what he said down here about the having an opinion about adamantium. The truth is, there's no truth to that. I believe that. The never say never. I believe that as well. When they sit down with Coogler, if he sits, are they going to have this? I don't know. But we'll see. So we'll see. But that's what I've got. That's what I've got today as far as, and we're about to jump into the comments here, read what everybody's thinking about, different topics that we talked about and everything like that throughout the show. And we'll jump into all of that and we'll have the conversation, hang out with you guys there. But like I said, this is my thoughts on Black Panther 3. This is my thoughts on T'Challa's future in the MCU. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just trying to prep everybody for if it is true. If it is true, I'm trying to prep everybody. Regardless of it being true or not, that kid, Tucson, he's going nowhere. Like, they're not, that part, he's going to be there with a variant or without. He's going nowhere. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, let me go all the way. So we'll start up here. It's at the top here with the Brave New World stuff where Andre was talking about they're showing the whole movie in these clips. Marvel has a terrible issue with that. That was something for Multiverse of Madness that a lot of people were really upset with. When I say a lot of people, I'm talking about Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige was really upset with the what was shown in Multiverse of Madness, especially when they showed the Illuminati. Confirming the Illuminati was going to be in the film. I know he was not happy about that. There was actually something on the red carpet that he said about that from then. So yeah, not a lot of people happy. Let's see. Professor Film Fan said, based on She-Hulk, shouldn't Sam have already known they got rid of the Accords? Oh, that's true. That is true. That was in She-Hulk. Maybe Marvel, I just forgot, maybe Marvel themselves is trying to forget about She-Hulk. Stamina said, London Calling, what's up? Appreciate you being here, my brother. He said, oh shit, you're watching trailers. I'll circle back. Yeah, I forget you don't watch those. Let's see. Brian, appreciate you being here. Lights on Fire, appreciate you being here as well. Andre was saying not impressed about the Brave New World trailer or the first look. Was it the fighting scene again? Like I said, that really was not it. The Winter Soldier vibes that everybody's talking about, they're feeling. I still have yet to feel those Winter Soldier vibes. You are comparing Captain America 4, Sam Wilson's Captain America 4, to one of the greatest Marvel films that they've done. Winter Soldier, I want to say is in everybody's top 3. I think a lot of people love Winter Soldier. Let's see. Brian Fisher said definitely no Winter Soldier vibes and no superpowers. Yeah, no superpowers. Ty said I won't be seeing it in theaters. And who's the sidekick? No, sidekick is Torres, his the Falcon. So it's just the mantle swap. So he took on the shield. Torres took on the wings. Let's see. JW said we got to give the movie a chance. LOL. Maybe something happened. Maybe something's happening we ain't expecting for Sam, and maybe it is. That's why I said I'm going in open minded. I'm not going in thinking doom is gloom and this is gonna fail. I am actually really ready to see this fight scene. I really am. And if there are other things along the way to the fight scene that excite me or interest me, then that is a plus because. Yeah, but I'm not going in with a negative mind. I'm going in open-minded, ready to see it. Let's see. Kenneth said, I'm not talking to me. Raptor Cloak said, Sam's power is his humanity on display. Simply put, getting his ass handed to him. Yeah, I'm telling you, watching him talk about how'd your ribs feel and him holding his ribs and all that, yeah, we'll see. Official EMG, appreciate you being here. He said, I'm just going to walk in and hope that the movie is good. I haven't had much faith in this movie at all, but if it delivers on the Tom Clancy vibes shown in the trailer, it could be a hit. Yeah, like I said, I'm going in too. Same way. Open-minded, ready to watch, hoping that it is a great film, hoping that it is going to, I don't think it's going to be great. I don't have the highest hopes for it to be great, but do I think that it could be one of those like, oh, okay, that it's not bad. That was actually good. Or it could even be better than that. It could be one, and I don't want to be negative. It could be better than that. It could be one of those things where I come out saying, damn, Marvel, okay, that was a return to form. I don't know. Could be. But I agree. I'm going in the same way. Saminus, not talking to me. Let's see. Official MG said, I also feel it's less Winter Soldier vibes and very Tom Clancy. And why people love Tom Clancy seems like a Tom Clancy novel starring a black man. That's what I would have said instead of Winter Soldier. Let's see. Jill said he can be their Cap for 10 years without getting another film. That is true. Ty Valentine said Marvel Studios needs a Chris Claremont esque figure right now. Yeah, but did Disney and Marvel, did they scale back on DEI as well? Because I don't know if we're gonna get that. Or did they scale back on their sorry, text message. On their DEI, not so much for Chris Claremont, but for who just retweeted the Black Panther stuff from this. Which author was it for the comics, that writer that just retweeted some of the stuff for Black Panther this week? For Black History Month, said he was happy to bring the Black love together. Forget who it was, but are they going to bring a Chris Claremont type in? I don't know. Maybe. I doubt it. They need that, but I doubt it. That's a red flag. He knows material. They're not going to bring somebody in that knows material. Wasn't that what Nate Moore just said not too long ago? Professor the Film fan said hiring a non-MCU writer might hurt this film. I mean, I don't know how much hurt this film can get. 47 rewrites, poor test screenings, low anticipation. I don't know how much more beat up the film can get. Xavier said, that's an interesting thought. The Black Panther effect could be a factor. Yeah, I never thought about that, but not to say I've seen a lot of black folks talking about it either. That was just, again, my friend who doesn't talk about this stuff at all. Shocked the hell out of me. Stamina said, Photon is trapped in the multiverse, and there's none of that in this film. Best we know. It's not. There's no multiverse in this film. And I don't want to... Is that a spoiler? Is that a spoiler? From what I know. I have not seen the film, but from what I know, from what things that have been put out from scoopers and things like that, the plot leaks and things like... no. Mm-mm. One post-credit scene, and it does not talk about multiverse. That's not a spoiler. I'm not telling you about it. It just doesn't talk about the multiverse. Ty said, dude, I know that about Photon. He said didn't know that about Photon. He didn't see the Marvels. Yeah, she's in the X-Men universe. Official EMG said, I'm so excited for Fantastic Four. Yeah, I'm telling you, I cannot wait for that one. I really am ready for Fantastic Four. I think that's going to be the boom for Marvel. For sure. I don't think that Superman is going to be competition for that film at all. I just don't. I don't. Xavier said, this is the Marvel film that I am most curious about. Looks good. And Andre said, Pedro still looks like Pedro, LOL, but I'm hopeful he can pull off Reed. Yeah, I'm hoping he can pull off the Reed too. Antonio Films, appreciate you being here. He said, I wonder if black people are oppressed in their time period / universe. Who are we talking about? Are we talking about the Fantastic Four? Xavier said, I'm really hoping Pedro can sell Reed Richards to me too. Yeah, I'm hoping that he can as well. Hoping that he can. Pedro's a great actor. There's no one denying that or anything like that. Like I said, my introduction to Pedro Pascal was in Game of Thrones, where he played Oberyn, where it was great. You know, his performance is great. Obviously, outside of that, I've been introduced to other things that he's done. So, and each thing that he's done is different than the last. He is a different character than he is in all of them. Mandalorian, when you see him, it's not really hard being the stoic Mandalorian, but Mando, The Last of Us, and on and on and on. I think he can, switch it up. I hope that he understands that this is the smartest man in the room that you are playing. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Somebody else here. Alejandro said, I totally agree with you. Jonathan Majors did a great job playing Kang, and it would be great to see him return to give the character a proper closure. He also went on to say it would be a good way to tie up the loose ends in the plot and in the plot and take advantage of his talents once again. I hope the rumor is true. Yeah, I completely agree. Like I said, I never wanted him out of the role. I think a lot of us, again, outside of the people that like to pretend that they were never excited for Kang, everyone was excited. Jonathan Majors was great in the role, so definitely looking forward, if that rumor is true, to seeing him come back and remind people again of why we were excited. Kenneth says, still an assumption on both your... I think you're not talking to me. Chill said Magazine Dreams is March 21st is when that comes out. Magazine Dreams. So go support him in Magazine Dreams on March 21st. Let's see. Raptor Cloak said, maybe Marvel is pulling a James Gunn and have been talking with Jonathan Majors since they kicked him to the curb. He needs better writers for Kang if he does. Well, let's see if they really are bringing him back. And you've got the Russos, you got Marcus and McFeely. Maybe within that story, because we don't know, maybe within the story that they pitched to Kevin Feige. Remember when they originally pitched that to when the Russos originally went to Marcus and McFeely, said, hey, we want to go back to Marvel. We have this idea, but would you be game? They were like, hell no, blah, blah, blah. Then they called them back, and said, we've got this crazy idea that it could work. Then they called over to Marvel. Kevin Feige told them the idea. Feige was like, no, that's crazy. We're not going to do that. And then called them back. I think, what was it? Within the hour they said, oh yeah, let's do it. Maybe within that crazy story was Jonathan Majors. Because he was fired by that time, from Marvel Studios. They had put that out. This was, because this I want to say this was after. So maybe within that story that they had, Kang is in that story. Maybe that's why, on top of many other things, maybe that's why it was so crazy for them to even entertain that idea. So maybe that is true. Maybe these rumors are true. And maybe you could look at it that way and say, okay, the Russos, the Marcus McFeely story that was pitched to them and how crazy over the top that this has to be for secret. Maybe that was one of the crazy things. And they were like, hell no, you want us to bring? No, we can't do that. Called them back and said, okay, let's talk about it. So maybe. We'll see. Let's see. Groovy, appreciate you being here. Antonio Film said Majors is amazing in Loki. Yeah, he was great. Loki season 1. Loki, I didn't like Loki season 2. I did not. Xavier said Majors returning to tie up loose ends would be a nice start for Marvel to turn things around. For sure. Let's tilt down. Raymond said, what did I just walk into? What's up, Raymond? Professor the Film Fan said Nate Moore did lie about Wakanda. Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. Clock it. He did say that. He said that we were going to explore the rich side. I think it was Kevin Feige said that as well. We're going to explore the rich side of Wakanda and, explore Wakanda more and things like that. We didn't learn shit new about Wakanda, except negative things in Wakanda Forever. So that's true. Raymond said, now I'm mad. Nate, not mad, I'm pissed. Screw Marvel after Secret Wars. I'm being honest. I still want to see that. I'm done. Yeah, no. And I want to make this clear too. I've said that too. If this is true, let's again go with the idea that this might be true, that they are not recasting him. If it is true and they do not recast T'Challa, and if it is true and they do this Toussaint thing even in Avengers, which would, to me, would indicate that they are really not doing him in Black Panther 3, I would be done as well. I'd be out. I would be done. As I've said before, when it comes to the MCU, there are things that I still want to see. When it comes to the Black Panther franchise in the MCU, I'm checked out until you put the franchise main character back in on his throne. Same thing with Sony. As you know, I don't watch the Sony shit because where the fuck's Spider-Man? Why am I watching this? So it's the same thing with Black Panther. Eyes of Wakanda, where the fuck are T'Challa's eyes? So I don't care about it. If he's not there, why am I watching it? So the Black Panther franchise, I don't care. The other stuff outside of it, I'm still really keyed into. But if you do Avengers 5 and 6 and you do this light skinned, or even, it doesn't have to be light skinned, you do Toussaint period, and it's not T'Challa, a variant of T'Challa, that is the perfect opportunity to do that, to bring him back in some way, shape, or form. It's the multiverse. We've all been saying that since, the multiverse was announced, since they made the terrible. So if they don't, then I'm checked out too. I'd be done as well. Blood Boiling said, I'm not looking forward to Black Panther 3. Disney Marvel is most likely going to screw it up. They screwed it up from the start of his own movie, and they screwed up the second movie. They definitely screwed up that second movie for sure. He also said, I would rather watch YouTube rewrites of the MCU. At least they show respect to the characters. The fan movies, the fan films and things that are made, those people are always showing, Buck is doing his thing with his fan deal that he's doing. And I know some other people that are doing their own fan flicks or fan books or whatever of T'Challa. They're always going to do the respectful thing because they know the material, they know how the character should be, and not how you should do the character, because you have a creative idea or what would be acceptable or whatever. So yeah, completely agree. Black Claw said, Well, in that case, I ain't watching Black Panther 3. No, I'm there with you, brother. If that is what they're doing, I'm not watching either. I won't be watching either. Let's see. Chill Spot said, I don't like that people equate recasting T'Challa with replacing Chadwick. No one is asking to replace a real person. T'Challa, Chadwick. T'Challa equals Chadwick like Ross equals William Hurt. Correct. Things we've all said before too. Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Like, you know, stop tying Chadwick Boseman to T'Challa. Same thing, like I said, when just watching the Brave New World clip with Harrison Ford and Anthony Mackie. I wasn't thinking about William Hurt in that moment. I was honestly, as I said before, only seen a few moments of him in the role, but no disrespect for William Hurt. Again, he did great in the role from 2008 on. But I liked Harrison Ford. I liked what I saw. I liked him as Thunderbolt Ross. I'm gonna like him as Red Hulk, or if he moves on after that and things like that. So, how seamless that is. How they did it in the trailer. You know, lose the mustache or lose the campaign. It's easy. It's very easy. So it can be done. It can be done. The reason somebody else made a very good point. I don't remember who it was in that recast crowd, but they made a very good point. When Marvel, I think it was Marcus, when Marvel comes out themselves, because Marvel has made it the norm for normies to think this idea of, oh, it was disrespectful, it was this and this and that, blah, 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 blah. I don't think they said this part though. This is, when I was listening, I said this part. A prime example of that is if you go back to what Jeff Snyder said, you go back to what Eric Voss said. Eric Voss said in an 11-minute video, he said what we've been saying for years and years and years and been called disrespectful for. He said in an 11-minute video, and not the entirety of that 11-minute video, blah, 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 recast T'Challa, to where all of the people that he had been speaking to for years, telling them that it was disrespectful to recast T'Challa, were then telling themselves, oh my God, duh, why not recast T'Challa? The multiverse, it's such a good idea. We started seeing all these fucking AI pictures of Aldous Hodge. We started seeing all these other scoopers and these Twitter people, users or whatever, shipping Aldous Hodge with you know, Wanda DeWise or Jamie Lawson with Damson Idris, or all the AI pictures that were going around and all the other outlets that were talking about it and all the headlines and all that kind of stuff like that. So if you've got, to back up with what Marcus was saying, since Marvel made it so the norm, and you saw just with that YouTuber, Eric Voss, you saw just with Jeff Snyder, the fire it lit, the conversations. So if Marvel then comes out and says, you know what, we're recasting, here's why, X, Y, and Z, maybe the sheep follow. Maybe the sheep follow. They followed in 2020. Oh, man, disrespectful. So maybe they'll follow in 2025. Oh, we changed our minds. It's no longer disrespectful because Marvel's. So maybe. We don't know. But that was a good point also brought up. Marvel made it normal for it to be disrespectful. That's why all these people were echoing that had never knew or done any research outside of what they saw of the Black Panther in the MCU. Like, that's why they said it was disrespectful. Had never seen anything else Chadwick Boseman has done. Don't know about any other roles outside of T'Challa and the Black Panther. That's it. Hey, that's so disrespectful to Chadwick Boseman. Couldn't tell you shit. Anyway, not getting on that. But no. I agree. Separation is key. Black Claw said the only positive thing that TJ being Black Panther is seeing all the Shuri fans crash out after running their mouths about Black Panther being a mantle. Yeah, I remember that. All the people I remember when the rumor came out that it was going to be a passing of the mantle film. He was going to pass the mantle, or she's going to pass the mantle down to the kid, and all the people were like, "Oh, but she only got one film." But I'll tell you what, and I'm going to keep saying this, since then, tell me this, and I could be wrong. Maybe I'm not in the right spaces, because again, it's all about the spaces you're in on Twitter. Are you guys seeing Shuri be talked about? Since, because even when Eric Voss mentioned what he mentioned, oh, recast T'Challa, okay, everybody, yeah, recast. Jeff, yeah, recast. Nobody, I wasn't seeing any quote retweets or nobody in the comments talking about, yeah, what about Shuri, or what, that's so disrespectful. She hasn't got this is massage. I didn't see none of that shit. I ain't seen nobody bring her up once. And again, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm in the wrong spaces. I don't know. But in the spaces I'm in, I haven't seen it. Chill said, I haven't started working on it. False. Denzel said the script is being written. Is that for Black Panther 3? Oh. Is that for, that is something that Denzel said, isn't it? Aussie, you know, yeah, this person saying this person saying that. That is true. He said that he is writing a spot for me in the next. It's currently being written. He is writing a spot for me in that film. That is what he said. Let's see. The Lawrence Report said, Nate said it's T'Challa Jr. or nothing. Brother, I'm telling you, on his way out, he's going to tell you, let me just fuck this ship up one more time. Kenneth said, Marvel/Disney has over 40 movies and TV shows of proof of what they want. Wake up. Giving this company money, hoping on Blade and begging for T'Challa. You can clearly have sidekick Sam Wilson. Yeah. You know, that as far as the stuff with Blade, we all know that we don't know what's going on with Blade. As far as, it's not just Blade, it's not just T'Challa. You can clock it all. It's the Armor Wars stuff. It's Ironheart being pushed back. It's T'Challa being killed, obviously, which was named. It's Sam Wilson being derivative. It's all those. It's a lot of different things. So. Do they? I'll tell you what. Again, my nail in the coffin is what they do with T'Challa. Monica being in another universe off screen. Let's see. Going down. Critical Mass said they just gonna give Shuri T'Challa's role in Secret Wars. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do that. I've talked about that a lot. I don't know. It opened the I don't know. Patrick said they don't care about Boseman. Disney was going to replace him with possibly Shuri because he wanted more money for the second. Well, that explains why he lost his badassery. T'Challa would never give technology to outside world. I believe he's already cast and just may show up in Fantastic Four. You know, I've seen a lot of people saying that, you know, he may show up in Fantastic Four. They want him to show up in Fantastic Four. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. From all the things that we know about the film, about the Fantastic Four, and against the multiverse, he could come in from a different universe or whatever. From what we already know, this Reed has already been in contact with the Council of Reeds. He already knows. He knows a lot. So I don't. And again, I don't want to. Let me not go into that because I want to spoil things for anybody. So I can't even say what I was gonna say. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think so, from what I know, but from what we know about the film thus far. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Raymond said these next 2 or 3 years are going to be pivotal to Marvel. If they don't stick the landing with these next movies, including Avengers, they're completely and officially falling off. I would agree. I would agree with that. I don't think the soft reboot even, well, you know, here's the thing that soft reboot does have that nothing else does, and that is the X-Men. The X-Men. People are going to want to see the X-Men irregardless of how shit Avengers 5 and 6, if they turn out to be that. If you cannot top what you did or come close to what you did with Infinity War and Endgame or whatever, or make this at least satisfying enough conclusion, then yeah, you might have some people that are going to be really, really done with it. But with the mutant saga being rumored, with the Russo brothers being rumored to be helming the mutant saga, I think that's in good hands. And maybe you get a majority of the audience that you might have lost back with the Russos overseeing that, if that is true. So we'll see on that as well. It's a lot of we'll sees, a lot of wait to see. Yeah, it was Hudlin that said it. Thank you. That did the Black Panther tweet on for Black History Month. Let's see. Michael Nemo said Kang was super boring. Super boring. Majors wasn't given enough enough to work with, in my opinion. I didn't think Kang was boring. I liked Kang a lot. I thought what he did again with Kang, or with He Who Remains, in Loki season 1 was really good. And then when we got to Quantumania, now that post-credit scene with Quantumania, I don't think he was given enough to work with at all. I think that was rushed. I don't think he was given enough time to perfect the different personalities of how these guys were supposed to be different. Even though those three were different, it was not a good different. Immortus sounded like he needed to take some throat lodgings. Centurion looked weirdly out of place. Out of place. And then Ramatut, I mean, yeah, his was fine. Ramatut's was fine, but I hated the interpretations of the others. But what he did get right was his main interpretation of Kang. The threatening to Scott Lang to kill Cassie and make him watch it over and over and over again. The monologue he gave to the ant family, screaming, I'm Kang, you talk to ants, asking him, which Avenger are you? You all blur together. I've killed so many of you, blah, 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 blah. Are you the one with the hammer? All of that. I would have loved to seen some of that, but I thought they did a good job trying to build up that this guy has destroyed the Avengers in different universes, and that's why he's a conqueror and who he is and all that kind of stuff. Again, unfortunate what happened with Jonathan Majors, because if that would have never happened, then maybe they would have gotten to dive deeper into that. Remember, there were rumors of that at that time, because remember, everything was so Disney Plus, let's put it on to more shows. At the time, they were trying to do that rumored Disney Plus special, where it was going to be a getting to know who Kang was, or something like that, a special about Kang the Conqueror, not like a documentary, but one like Werewolf by Night type of special. Marvel Spotlight is what they were called, or whatever, where they were going to do that. So that was rumored at one point in time, but I didn't think that Kang was boring at all on certain things. Ricky said, I don't trust the MCU. Brother, get in line. Official MG said, I think Fantastic Four and Superman have a very similar vibe, so they could help each other, showing something fresh for the superhero genre currently. Hope, wonder, and optimism. I definitely think that the Superman trailer is definitely, the Superman film is definitely going to put asses in the seats, of course. I think that it's going to, I don't know if it's doing, I don't know what the box office is going to look like, but I definitely think it's going to put asses in the seats. This is supposed to be a return for DC. This is James Gunn's first thing that we're actually seeing in theatrical form, not Creature Commandos, not any other shit that they've put out or anything else like that. This is Superman. This is starting it all. We're starting with Kal-El. We're starting with an established universe. We've already got superheroes. We're not doing this whole origin story thing, where the kid grows up on the farm, blah, blah. This is everything's happening right now. So, yeah, it's got my intrigue for sure. I definitely want to see it. I love the DC universe I say it all the time. We're talking gods in the DC universe. So yes, I love that golden era of superheroes where they are godlike. So I hope that we get to see that. I hope James Gunn really capitalizes on this opportunity. Has the advertisement been capitalizing on? No, but I hope that it can really take off. I don't want the DC universe to fail. When we get sick of Marvel, there is something I'd like to jump to and be like, damn, at least they're getting shit right over here. It used to be Star Wars for me, but hell, we all know how the fuck that's going. So can't depend on that either. Let's see, skip down a little. We got Sophia that said, or I'm sorry, Soto. Why I say Sophia? Soto said, I didn't care for BP2. Did the Queen die on screen or off? Or if off, could she be Skrull/alien? No, she died on screen. She died on screen. We saw her body floating. Angela Bassett, who plays the Queen Ramonda, did an interview before the film came out and said how she was, upset with Ryan for writing that into the script. I'm sorry, not before the film came out, after the film came out, for writing that in the script, and said that, people are going to be so hurt by this and X, Y, and Z. So yeah, no, she's dead. She's gone. The royal family's really gone. I mean, let's see. T'Chaka's dead. T'Challa's dead. Ramonda's dead. Yeah, the royal family is pretty much extinct outside of Surrey, and we don't. Well, never mind. I'm not even going to get into it. Surrey and Toussaint, the bastard child. So, yeah, the royal family is dead. Let's see. Raymond said, when He Who Remains showed up, I was shook, and then everything imploded. Yeah. Yeah. Patrick said, Soups is my favorite character, but he is selling an appeal. But he has a ceiling in appeal. I'd be surprised if Superman makes over 700 mil. Yeah, I think the last time I talked about it, I had it at 800, but I could see the 700. I could see that for sure, somewhere around in that same ballpark. I don't really know how the film's going to do. I really don't. But like Liam said, with the optimism, they're both at the same time. It's going to be summer. People are going to want to see a movie in the summer. It's Superman. It's Superman. It's one of the most beloved superhero comic book characters of all time. It's Superman. I mean, he's up there below Spider-Man. Spider-Man sells more than him and Batman, but they are up there in that top 3. People love Superman. I love Superman. I love Kal-El, so I'm definitely going to be seated. I'm seated day one. For sure, day one. And whatever trailer they show at the Super Bowl, if they show a trailer at the Super Bowl, I can't remember if they are. No, it's not at the Super Bowl, actually. It is going to be at the little dog thing. They're doing some type of dog bowl. I don't know. Don't misquote me. I don't know what it is. Something with these dogs. But we know that James Gunn has really been, heavily promoting crypto with the dog, or basing crypto off of the dog that he adopted and things like that. So they're showing the trailer at that dog thing. So what the trailer is going to be about is, if they're showing at this dog thing, it's going to be more revolving around, crypto scenes with Superman. I don't know, but they're not actually showing that trailer at the Super Bowl. So we'll see. I think the Thunderbolts at the Super Bowl. We'll see Jurassic World. That I'm excited for. Or whatever. Which one is this one called? I'm excited for this one. Jurassic Park 17. I'm excited for it. I love those dinosaur movies. I love dinosaurs. So want to see that. And then we'll see the Fantastic Four trailer. I don't think anything from DC at the actual Super Bowl, though. Or is he not putting the... He's not putting the Superman trailer Super Bowl. So, yeah. The Puppy Bowl. Puppy Bowl. Thank you, Stamina. It's the Puppy Bowl. So, yeah. Patrick said, all those problems with BP2 can be rectified with rebuilding the multiverse after Secret Wars, where the Earths are merged. Yeah, I mean, these are all things we've all said before too. Just knowing how the story ends in Secret Wars, in the comics, it could easily be done. Easily. Is that something they're going to do? I mean, man, I really just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Antonio Film said, whole royal family is dead, and this supposed to make black people feel uplifted. That was their job. Cathartic feeling, So anyway, yeah, that was it on comments there. Thank you, Antonio, for that. Appreciate everybody coming in on the comments and things like that. As I said, what we're going to start doing, if you weren't here at the beginning, streams. As I said at the very beginning of this year, I said that streams are going to be at 3, 1. I can't do that now. I can, but then we won't have the co-host here. And Q and Corey are wanting to, of course, weigh in on topics. Are wanting to get back in the mix of live streams. Are wanting to get back and hanging out with the community and things like that. We want to get back into doing games and all the things, bringing fun things that we used to do and all that. So since they want to be here and I want them to be here, we are going to move back to this time so that everybody can be here for streams. It'll be myself on Mondays. So on every Monday, it's going to be myself. It'll be myself and Q on Tuesdays. It'll be all three of us on Wednesdays. It'll be myself and Q on Thursdays, and all three of us on Fridays to close out the week of shows with you. So things that you can look forward to in those shows are, we want to do a weekly giveaway. So, well, it'll be a weekly giveaway, because you would have to get sometimes some of you might get them all right. I don't know how I'm working all the kinks out, but we want to have people call in, and some of you I owe giveaways. I know, please don't spam me in the chat on it. I know I have them still. Actually, I just picked them up from Corey. But some other things that we have, other things that we want to do. We're going to do call-ins and have like a game where you have to answer questions within a minute. You got to get them all right to get the prize or whatever it is that we're going to send to you, things like that. We have different segments that we want to do, our hot topic segments, our which I did not put on the screen for this. I should have for this stream. I should have debuted them this stream. I'll show them to you guys though. But we have like the hot topic segment. So this will play before we do our hot topics every stream.
Let's get started. It's time for hot topics.
It's hot. Damn hot. Real hot.
Whoa, it's hot out here, man. It is hot today. Damn, that's hot.
It's hotter than a thermos ass!
It's hot as hell up in there.
So that'll play every time we do hot topics. So every time we get ready to do hot topics, that is going to play every time we get ready to. So there's another segment we're going to do, which is going to be titled, like, it's not like for hot topics. It's just like little segments, little things that are kind of noticeable that happen throughout the week that we couldn't really get to, couldn't make a hot topic. So it'll be called the Look at This. And this will be the little segment that'll play before we do that. And this will be when everybody's here, of course.
Look at this. Look at that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Look at this.
Somebody come and look at this. Look at this.
Look at this. Look at that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Look at this.
Somebody come and look at this. Look at this.
And then that'll play before that. And we have the super chat deals as well. That'll play. So trying to do a few different things, trying to make things, obviously the show better, coming in every day, Monday through Friday for the show. I'm definitely excited to have them back. I haven't had them here in a minute to, bounce off of, to hear their ideas or whatever, to share with them. So I like having my co-host. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like doing the solo shows when I want to jump into certain things or whatever. The T'Challa stuff that, not everybody always in the crew wants to dive into that deep all the time. I like the solo shows, but I do miss my co-host. So definitely excited to have them back. Yeah, those are cool. Thank you. Soto and Andre, Antonio, those I like those too. These are the super chat ones. So when people send super chats, we'll play this one.
Money. He got money. Get it all for him. You got money. He got money. Get it all for him. You got money. He got money. Get it all for him.
Let me hold a dollar. Little dude from across the street. Let me hold a dollar. Little dude from across the street. Let me hold a dollar.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
So yeah, we'll play all of those and things like that to on the show and be more of like a show, like it was back in the day, but better. So again, just wanted to kind of go into everything with everybody. Appreciate everybody being here for sure. Thank you for the audience. Thank you for the eyes. Thank you for the ears. If you're new here and you liked what you saw, you can go ahead and hit that subscription button. We, again, as you just saw, we're going to be doing videos Monday through Friday around this time every day with myself or my co-host. And we'll be jumping into all things, not just nerdy news, but just other things as well. Like one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight, but didn't want to do it without them, the Grammys last night. So those acceptance speeches that were great, some of the performances and things like that. Wanted to talk about that. Wanted to talk about Kendrick. Obviously, I'm sure we'll talk about it in the Pantheon stream, things like that. But again, yeah, definitely moving forward with some different things over here. So we appreciate it. So thank you to everybody that commented. Thank you for everybody that has been here. You guys are great. So thank you. Love this community. Want this community to continue to grow. We had some great eyes tonight. Over a little over 70. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here. Again, if you're new, like, subscribe, share with your friends. We do these type of things, talk about these type of topics all the time. Appreciate you. Thank you, Patrick. Just subbed. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate you. Talk to you guys later. Again, like, subscribe, share with your friends. I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.